Kia ora koutou. Welcome to another edition of the Hot Air Sports Podcast with me, the Goose, and my good mate, the Couch.
It's
How are you,
me.
Aaron?
Hey, good mate. Good. Trying not to drown in the in Tamaki Makaurau. Very
Yeah,
wet here
yeah.
this morning. Very wet and windy and nasty. And yeah, the weather's not doing much today, mate. So thought I'd get you on the blower and we could talk some sport. What do you reckon?
Absolutely, absolutely. Before we start anywhere,
Yeah.
I've just got something to say to all the Arsenal fans out there.
Yeah.
Something in my throat. I can't quite clear it.
Oh, dude, what is going on? Hey, we're going to win the quadruple. I mean, the treble. I mean, the double. I mean, are we going to win anything? Hey?
Yeah, well, at the beginning of the month, they had a
Yeah.
9 point lead on Man City.
Yeah. They're doing their best to bottle it, aren't they? They really
Oh,
are.
third time in 4 years.
I think they've won 1-6 now. Yeah, they've got some easy
Yeah,
games coming up, but I just don't believe that they've got the bottle to win it, mate. I mean, I think it was the League Cup, really. I mean, the League
yeah,
Cup gave Man City the momentum, didn't it? And yeah, I mean, and you look at their manager, and you look at the way he's just acting and the stuff he says. He just doesn't do
yeah.
them any favors, does he?
No, he
Uh,
doesn't. No, I mean,
no.
you also always see him standing out as far as he can
Yeah.
by the field, and he's a bit like an American football coach, isn't he? He's trying to run the game from the sideline.
Yeah. Trying to play ball boy whenever he can. He's swinging his hands all over the place. It's just like, calm down, buddy. Calm down. I mean,
Yeah,
no wonder your team's panicking.
it was ironic to hear Arsenal fans um, quite disgusted at the amount that Man City celebrated after their win on the weekend.
Stay humble.
Hot hot kettle.
I reckon. I
All I
look.
all I can think of is Martin Odegaard pretending to be a photographer after they beat Liverpool a couple of years ago.
Exactly. And when you think about it, mate, when the rest of the league is celebrating Manchester City going ahead, sort of tells you where you are as a club as far as
Yep.
how well liked you are. I mean,
Yeah.
no one wants Arsenal to win. No one. I mean, it's just they're just insufferable. Their fans are insufferable, aren't they?
Yep.
And the thing is, they do have so much talent there. Mikel Arteta's been there for 5 years, never won anything. He won, well, first year he won the FA Cup, didn't he? But that wasn't really his team. He's developed his own team, spent over £1 billion, still ain't won anything, mate. And if he doesn't win anything by the end of the year or the end of the season, do you think he'll be gone?
Wow. I mean, look at how
Well,
they got rid of Arsene Wenger.
I
You
know.
know, he was making top four every year and
That's right.
winning FA Cups and League Cups. And,
Yeah. They
I
always,
know it was a while since he'd won the league, but
yep.
yeah.
I
Now,
mean,
interesting.
probably
Interesting.
wishing they should have stuck with Emery now. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, he knows how to win.
Yes,
Mm,
exactly. Exactly.
yeah.
But a wee shout out to my good mate, Gary Hewson. His household's probably not going to be the greatest place to be living in at the moment.
What is that?
He's an Arsenal fan,
Oh,
and his son John
yeah.
is a Spurs fan.
Oh no.
Well,
To be fair, it's probably not the nicest house to live amongst if you've got that sort of thing in your family anyway.
I
There's probably a bit
yeah,
of banter.
not long after I'd got to know Gaz, I said to him, "So, why did John pick Spurs?" And Gary just replied, "Well, who do you think I support?" So
Yeah.
yes, he
So,
did it just to bait his dad, but now he's got to stick with
oh,
them.
why do you have children, mate? Why do you have children? You got to ask yourself sometimes.
Yep.
No, but Spurs. I mean, are we going to go on to Spurs? Are we going to
Oh,
talk
we
some
will get to
Spurs?
Spurs
Okay.
at some stage. But
Yeah.
back to our club, Liverpool. The
Yep.
big question:
Yep.
they're in prime position now to make the top five.
hmm
Can they go through with it?
I hope so, but that's all I've got is hope. I mean, that's all I've had basically from game 6 onwards of the season. I've just got no faith in our manager. I've got faith in the players, we just rely on individual moments, don't we?
Yeah,
Individual. It's just the style of play we're playing. That's why we're so inconsistent. We just have no patterns of play and the manager's just got no idea. And the stuff he says after, it's just getting more and more cryptic and more bizarre. It's
it's
becoming
almost. almost
Hodgson
John
days.
Mitchell-esque.
Yeah, it's just strange, you know. We won the XP battle, and you're like, oh, at least we're competing with PSG. We lost 4-0 over two ties. We're competing with them, apparently. I'm just lost as a fan. It's really hard to deal with. I hope we win.
Since when has a Liverpool manager been happy to compete
I
with another
know.
side?
And we're a selling club, and we're in transition. How are we? People that say we're in transition, I'm a little bit lost on this. At the beginning of the season, we spent two British transfer records for the pieces that were going to make us compete for everything. And then halfway through the season, when the results don't go our way, oh no, we're in transition. We're in transition. We're a transition. We're transitioning. Is it? Sorry, they're rewriting the narrative based on the results. We're not transitioning. We have good players. Get them playing right in the right positions. Put them in the right positions to start with, and get them playing some patterns of play. Some progressive passing in the midfield would be lovely. I mean, that'd just be
Yeah,
nice. I haven't seen that in a season and a half. It's just so worrying. I mean, because you're hearing mixed messages out of the club as well about whether they're going to keep him at the end of the season. Well, we won't.
yeah.
I just don't. I just think we would have given him another contract if we were going to keep him.
Yeah, well,
It's.
he's got another year left on his current contract.
I've heard that it's at the end of this
I'm
season. Are you sure? He's got another
no,
year.
end of next season. It's a 3-year deal. Same
Okay.
as same as the boys in the back room, Edwards and Hughes. They're
Okay.
all on 3-year deals.
Well.
Um, I would like to see him gone, but I don't think he will. I think if he gets Champions League football, they're going to stick with him.
Well, then I hope we
But
don't get
he'll
Champions
be
League
on a
football.
he'll be on a very short leash at the beginning of next year, a la Brendan Rodgers. Remember when he had a bad year and they kept him on, and he only lasted till the first international break before they brought
Well,
Jurgen Klopp in.
Well, I wish to God I didn't remember that.
Yeah,
I mean, I loved when Jurgen came in, but
yeah.
listen, another 6 months of slot, mate. I'll be cancelling all my subscriptions. I'm sorry. It's just so uninspiring and insipid, and the stuff he says, I just don't understand, man.
No. Oh,
So
quite right,
yeah,
quite right.
look, it's hard for people who aren't Liverpool fans to understand why are we complaining? We're competing for Europe. We've got we've done pretty well in the cup. We've done it, but when you watch every game, when you're that fan invested and you watch every game, and you're really invested in the transfer market and the style we play and all the players, and you
Yeah,
watch every single game, you see what's going on. You see the players that aren't performing, and you start asking yourself questions. Why is that guy so much poorer than he was whenever? They're just there's just none of them really performing at the. Curtis Jones, I thought, played well last week, but he hasn't been getting a game. He
yeah,
hasn't been.
yeah.
Slot hasn't been playing him, and this is the other thing: the way that Slot complains about the selections of the. Oh, we got a small squad. No, you've got plenty of other players. You just choose not to play them. You know.
Yeah, to be fair, Curtis hasn't really had a good season,
No, but he's
but he
been
did
play.
play well on the weekend
But you
in
compare
an
him to.
unfamiliar position.
But you compare him to the rest of our midfield: McAllister, Gravenberch. My God,
Yeah, don't
he's
start.
been awful for a season. He deserves to be in the mix. I just think Slot's got his favourites. He plays them every time. You know what the team's going to be. It doesn't matter what the result is. He's just going to play his players. So I mean, don't get me started on Rio, who's been our best player in all the games, and we've been saying all season, give the guy more minutes. He finally does. He scores a great goal, and he says, "Oh yes, I've known about him. We've been very careful. Why? Give the guy some minutes. Give the guy a game. Oh, it's just so frustrating. Um,
Oh, I know. The thing that I do wonder around the Rio Ingamoa,
hmm,
I wonder if they've been bitten by the way that Raheem Sterling has not been a good footballer in the last 4 or 5 years,
yep,
and that
mate,
they're worried that you know, by the time Rio turns 26, 27,
he could be washed.
he could be washed.
Well,
Which, I mean, personally, I don't agree with it. I want him to play now. But that's the only reason I can think of that as to why he's not getting regular games.
For me, that's down the track. You worry about that down the
I know.
track. But
Yeah,
Bob
exactly.
Bob Paisley was so good. When you look back at our best manager, he was so good at working out exactly when good players or sometimes great players were gone. He used to say, "Let their legs go for some other club." It didn't matter. We used to think, "Oh my God, he's selling Peter Beardsley. He's selling, he's selling these great players." But he knew, look, they've been great for us for 3 or 4 years. They're just about at the end. They're still going to be good players, but they're not going to be good enough for Liverpool. And I just loved that. He used to be so cold-hearted about it sometimes,
Yeah,
you know. Klopp
yeah,
was the exact opposite. He wanted to hold on to everyone, because we're best buddies and, it's the team. But I just think we have to be more ruthless in that regard. You look at Lamine Yamal. Barcelona aren't worried about playing him too many
no,
minutes, are they?
exactly.
I
Yeah,
just think if you're good enough, you're old enough, and
yep. Oh,
God,
I'm not saying I agree with it. I'm just saying
I
that
know, I know, I know. But the
that's what I think is
the
probably
insip
in the back of their mind. But yeah, you've
the
just,
ins
as you say, if they're good enough, play them.
absolutely, and the insipid style that we've been playing this year, we needed a little spark from somewhere.
Yeah,
The fans needed to be able to get behind someone. So
and we've not been getting it from Arne Slot's boy child, Cody Gakpo.
I thought he actually played quite well on the weekend, but then he
He did.
played sort of up front. I think he's better suited to playing up front, really, than coming in from the left because you know exactly what he's going to do every time he comes in,
Mm.
don't you? He's just going to come in and bash it into the defender who's trying to block the shot. I mean, he's just going to get on his right
Yeah,
foot and try and smash it, isn't he? That pass he played for Salah's goal was great.
yeah,
It was real
absolutely.
vision. So, I mean, and I think
And
with Ikatike now being out probably for a year with a horrible injury,
yeah,
I would say that we're probably going to keep Gakpo now for next year because
oh, probably. Yep.
we're going to need other forward options. But just play him as a striker. I mean,
Mm.
yeah. But up
Although
with
you're probably not gonna play him ahead of Isaac, though, are you?
you play two strikers. I think that's
Yeah,
maybe what they're looking to do. You either play Isak and Verts off him. Verts can be one of the second striker. He's perfect for that. Or coming from the left, drifting in and playing
mm.
that, not as a winger. People always say, oh, don't play him as a winger. Well, he doesn't have to play as a winger. It's just one of your front players. Starts on the left, drifts in, drifts around, finds little pockets of space. That's what Verts is so good at. I mean, you watch him
Yeah,
for Germany. My God,
yeah.
everyone losing their shit over Turkey. Verts is 3 times the player Turkey here is.
And all the people on the fan pages are going, get rid of Wirtz.
Oh,
He's not worth his money. It's sort of like,
ridiculous.
do you actually understand the game?
Can you imagine if Verts was playing for Manchester City? He would have scored 20 goals. I mean, he would
Yeah,
have. He's a phenomenal player. He's about a million times better off the ball than Turkey.
yeah.
At least he gives it a go. Turkey just wanders around. And then
Mm,
I mean, I'm not, look, he's great to watch. Turkey's the sort of guy that you definitely go and watch. People
yeah,
turn up to watch a player like that. But mate, he's hard to fit in your team because everyone else is going to have to do the running for him off the ball. At least Verts will do some running for you off the ball, right?
mm,
But on the ball, I just love Florian Verts. That
yeah.
performance for Germany just
Well,
showed you what he can do.
he played the most passes inside the opposition penalty area on the
Yeah,
weekend
yeah,
in the whole league.
yeah. I know. Fantastic.
And he just creates so many chances. And
Yeah,
the other thing that I really noticed was Mohamed Salah actually played pretty well.
he did. He did.
6 games to go, and he started
Yep.
to show his true form.
And once again,
Fantastic.
not
Yeah,
playing him wide out on the wing. Let him drift in. Let him play a
yeah.
little bit closer to the action. Yeah, no, he's playing a bit better. I mean, he's only got a handful of games left. It's a bit sad,
Mm.
isn't it? It's still a bit sad. Him and Robbo going, and maybe now talk Ellison might be going as well. Have you heard that talk?
I have. I hope not.
I don't know whether to believe that though. It's talk from the Italian press, and you don't really
Yeah,
believe
yeah,
it. But I mean, Juventus. I mean, how are they going to afford his wages for a starter? I don't think Ali would have signed a new deal last year if he hadn't have thought I'm going to stay for another couple of years. So
yeah,
I hope he stays. I know he's a bit injury prone now. He can't kick like he used to, but he's still the best goalkeeper in the
yeah.
Premier League, if you ask
Oh,
me.
absolutely.
You know?
Interesting stat I saw the other day.
Yeah,
To all the Florian Wirtz haters, doubters, whatever you like to call them,
unbelievable.
he's got more goals and assists than Phil Foden, and he's got more goals and assists than the greatest player in England, Bukayo Saka.
Oh yeah, he's great, isn't he? Uh, I can't
Yeah,
believe. I mean, Morgan Gibbs White should be in the England squad for a
yeah,
start. But Saka will go ahead of him. I mean, this
mm,
is the problem England always have, isn't it? Who are we going
yep,
to pick? It's more like who you leave out, isn't it?
yeah,
And yeah, I think he plays favourites a little bit, Thomas Tuchel. I mean, Trent's nowhere near the side. You'd have to have Trent in your squad for me
yeah.
in your England side. We're jumping all over the place a little bit, aren't we? But the England
We are,
squad.
but that's the nature of the podcast, isn't
Yeah,
it?
Florian Wirtz, though, mate, he's a champion. I think we'll see the best of him next year, especially if we get a new manager.
Yeah,
Please. Please. And Curtis Jones, it sounds like he's probably going to go. I mean, especially if Slot stays on as manager as well, and that's going to be
yep.
sad for me. I mean, he's a Scouse lad, and he's just a good squad player, man. I just don't know
Mm.
why. If you get rid of him, you're going to have to get another midfielder, and McAllister's probably going to go. I mean, who are we going to be left with in midfield? Gravenberch can do it all actually, so
He can,
he
he
can
can.
probably play all three positions.
Yes, it's going to be an interesting off season, but not as interesting as the off season it's going to be at Stamford Bridge.
Yeah, Chelsea, eh? Another
And another
another manager
manager's gone. Liam Rosenior gone after just 107 days in charge.
after signing a
Um,
6.5 year contract when he
Six and a
first.
half year deal. Last five games, they've lost five, scored none,
Yeah, none.
and conceded 11.
Playing some
Um,
sparkling football there.
haven't scored a goal in the Premier League since March the 5th. Let
It's
that
actually
sink in.
if they don't
March the
get
5th.
if they don't that's great. If they don't get any Europe if they don't get European football, people like Caicedo, Enzo Fernandez, all of those guys, Cole Palmer will probably go to United, you know?
Yep.
All of those guys will just go, nah, this isn't for us.
Yeah.
There's nothing there. They're like such a vacuous club, aren't they?
Mm.
They're just, oh, we need another winger. Oh, we need another winger. Oh, we need another winger. Oh, here, you have this winger.
Well, the
Oh,
only the only way they're going to make Champions League football is if Aston Villa win the Europa League
that's
and
true.
claim
They'll get
another
sixth.
Champions
Won't,
League place,
yes.
or Arsenal go on to win the Champions League, and we know that's not going to happen
No, no.
because Diego Simeone will have a plan hatched for them at Atletico Madrid.
Uh,
Um,
okay. Just thinking of him and Arteta on the sideline. That's
yeah,
just going to be so funny to watch the two of them. That'll be just as amusing as what's going on the field.
oh,
Let's be
exactly,
let's be honest. It's gonna, especially
exactly.
if Arteta doesn't get his handshake afterwards. If Simeone just runs up the tunnel like he normally does, that'll really piss him off, won't it?
It will.
Yeah,
Down the other end of the league, Wolves and Burnley have now had their relegation
gone.
confirmed. Um, who the big questions? Who's going to join them though? You've got Spurs on 31 points, West Ham on 33, and Forest on 36. Leeds, I think, are safe now on 40 points.
Yep.
Um, so I think it's between Forest at an outside. I think they really only need to win one or two more games,
Mm.
and maybe pick up a draw in their last five games. I think it's just pretty much between Spurs and West Ham now, isn't it?
And what's Spurs' last game? Can you remember what Spurs' final game is? I
I
think,
think it might be West Ham.
yeah, it's either West Ham or Wolves. Or maybe they play them. No, they play Wolves this weekend, don't they? Okay, here we go. If Spurs don't win against Wolves this weekend, they're gone.
Oh no, Spurs' last game is Everton.
Everton, there you go. But they play Wolves this weekend, don't they? And
Yeah,
if they, for me, they had to basically win last week, and it looked like they had with that Xavi Simmons goal. Although the way he celebrated was a bit questionable. I thought, mate, there's a long way to go.
yeah.
Um, and of course they gave up that goal. Of course they did. So two
So
all
Spurs have got Wolves
Wolves.
away.
Yeah, they have to win that. If they don't
They've
win that,
got
they're screwed for me.
they've got Villa. Then it's Villa away,
That's a tough
Leeds
one.
at home,
Yeah,
Chelsea away,
yeah.
and then Everton at home. The last game of the season.
Yeah, they got to win. They got to try and win three of those. I think they can. I really do. But I've thought they can win games for ages, and they just haven't been winning games. So,
And then they play Auckland FC on in June.
oh, they must be excited about that. Don't know whether you heard Roy Keane talking about it on the podcast the other day on the what is it?
The overlap.
The Overlap podcast.
Oh,
He
I
was
haven't watched
basically
that
saying
one yet.
Spurs won't go down. He was basically like, no, they're not going down. They're not going down. And everyone was like, what? What are you saying? They're not going down. Absolutely not. Put your house on it. That's what he reckons. So I was like, okay. What do you know? What do you know?
Yeah, I saw a Sky Sports clip yesterday with Dean Ashton, former West Ham player, and
Hmm.
Jamie Carragher picking their team to go down, and they both agreed that it'll be Spurs.
Goodbye. Well, and you know who's going to be taking their place? The mighty
Coventry,
Coventry
the mighty
City.
Cov.
Welcome back to the Premier League after
Yes,
20 years away. It's been
25 years.
been a long, long time, mate. And the mighty Cov, hey, back for
They
another
were for years leading up to when they finally got relegated, they were the perennial
oh,
relegation battle team, weren't they?
18th,
Every year.
19th, 17th, 16th. Oh, look,
Yeah,
we finished eighth that year. Oh, eighth that year, and then back down to 17th, 18th.
yeah, yeah.
They just escaped the drop so many times, didn't they? But then
Um,
then
I think
they
the big question though is who's going to join them. I think Ipswich is probably in the box seat. Um, they're ahead of Millwall. Wouldn't that be
yeah.
great? Millwall in the
Oh,
Premier League.
can you believe that? Tottenham go that way, Millwall go that way.
Well, it'll be Millwall fans would love it even better if it was West Ham going down and Millwall
That's
going up.
true. That's true.
So yeah, they're um, on the same points. Ipswich lead by quite a vastly superior goal difference.
Yeah.
And Ipswich have an extra game to play. So
They
yeah,
look like
that's
they're
going to
going to
be
be the
tight.
automatic. You think Ipswich will probably be the second automatic promotion,
Yeah, I think so.
and then
Um,
who's slightly below that? Who's looking to make the playoffs?
we've got Millwall, Middlesbrough,
Yeah.
Wrexham are in sixth place.
Oh, Wrexham could make the playoffs, eh?
They could very well make the playoffs. And who
Wow.
is the other team? Uh, Southampton,
Oh, yeah. Well, they've been playing some great football lately,
who
and so
are on a hot run at the
they
moment.
are.
So of Millwall, Southampton, Middlesbrough, Wrexham, I mean, well, Wrexham's only ahead of Hull on goal difference.
Yeah.
So it's going to be either Wrexham or Hull go to that for that
You know,
last
I
playoff
think
place.
I think we both know that if Wrexham get into the playoffs, they're going to win it because it's all about the Hollywood ending, isn't it? That's
Yeah, yeah,
what's going to happen. They're going to be promoted to the Premier League along with Coventry City and maybe Ipswich. Wouldn't those be three promoted sides? Wrexham,
wouldn't it
Coventry, and
just?
Ipswich into the
Yeah.
Premier League. Hey,
Yes, yes,
so
quite right, quite
I
right. So
love this time of
Coventry
year
have
though.
been in just the last week, they secured promotion and won the championship. So
Yeah,
a good week for Coventry City. At the
yeah.
other end of the championship, Leicester City.
Oh, down.
Yes,
10
10
years
years after
on
winning
the
the
on
Premier
the
League.
day, on the day of the anniversary of winning the Premier League 10 years ago. It
Yep,
doesn't seem 10 years ago, does it, Macca?
I know, I
That's
know.
crazy. A decade ago, that was
Yep,
the greatest upset ever. I think, yeah, 5,000 to 1, wasn't it? Paying at the in the bookmakers and yeah, that was the most amazing, amazing result of it, probably in sports ever. I mean, as far as a
yeah.
league competition goes.
Tell you what, if
Um,
you put 100 quid on that at the beginning of that season,
exa-
and you'd be living off that for the
exactly,
rest of your
mate.
life.
Exactly. But what's happened to them? They've got some good players still, too.
We actually picked them to get promoted at the beginning
Unbelievable.
of the season.
Unbelievable,
Yeah,
mate. Leicester going down. It just
we
shows you
we
the
picked
strength of the championship, then, doesn't it, as
yeah
well?
we picked Leicester and Ipswich to go up.
Oh, okay. That's not, we got one of them,
Yeah,
hopefully.
oh,
Yeah.
hopefully.
Not too bad. Not too bad.
Um, Quite a
Oh,
few
Leicester City.
people not happy with the fact that Leicester have been relegated because it's well, what
Oh,
helped it
points
was
deduction.
the points deduction
Yeah.
for breaching profit and sustainability rules.
Yeah.
Yet there's another team in the Premier League. I can't think of their name at the moment.
No,
Still got
no.
135 charges
Outstanding. And
outstanding
that
against
only
them.
goes to 2018. So there could be like another 400
Mm,
charges from then. Yeah. And they're probably going to win the Premier League again.
exactly.
So I mean, and Chelsea have self-reported themselves as an alcoholic, um, and are also maybe going to have a points deduction. Oh, look what we found when we bought the club. We weren't sure what was going on, but Roman Abramovich was cheating. Oh,
Yeah,
all
yeah.
along. So, I mean, what do
Yeah,
the rules mean? What do the rules mean? They mean as much as the American Constitution, mate.
yeah,
You
exactly.
know?
Um, Coming down to the bottom this side of the world, the A
Yep,
League is nearing its
it
well,
is.
the league portion of the competition.
And
Auckland FC have dropped their bundle in the last few weeks, haven't they?
I've been playing some crap football, haven't I? And the Phoenix have been playing some good football, to be
They have,
honest, you know?
they have
So it's
another
switched around.
maybe another couple of games, and they might have qualified for the playoffs, but
Yeah.
unfortunately they've missed out by the skin of their teeth. They'll
Yeah. I don't know
probably
what's
end up
going on.
seven.
Have you, Auckland suffering some injuries in some key positions, especially at the back, hasn't made it. But just the style of football they've been playing has sort of, yeah, they've got a bit confused, a bit muddied. They
Mm,
seem like a bit lost at times. Don't really know what's going on there, mate, but it's not good. They better
no.
find their form for the playoffs because
Well, they
yeah.
play Sydney this week, and if they lose,
Mm,
they're not in the top two, which means they don't get the
mm.
week off and playing in a sudden death semi-final.
And to be fair, the way they're playing at the moment, they probably don't deserve it. So let's hope
Mm,
they can turn that around with a win against Sydney, or at least a good result, a good performance would be
yeah.
nice.
Right. Big weekend in Christchurch this weekend.
Oh, isn't
Moving
it?
on to
Um,
the rugby. Rugby.
the
Yes.
rugby, the
Was
rubber.
supposed to be down there, but we had to
You.
cancel the plans. So anyway,
Oh, I'm
we'll get back there
sorry.
next year
Sorry
or the
about that,
year
Macca.
after.
Oh, I know
Um,
you wanted to be in the heart of Canterbury, hey, with
yeah, it
your
would have been good.
Crusaders. Yeah.
Would have been good. I'm not gonna cry on the podcast.
No, of course not. Wait till the cameras stop rolling, and
Yeah,
then
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
put.
So will Sanzar do the decent thing and keep the Super Round in Christchurch for the next at least next couple of years? Um, the previous iterations of Super Round were in that great rugby union town of Melbourne. Um, Worst decision ever.
Where it would have just
Uh,
got lost amongst all the
even
other.
the
Yeah,
even the local side, Melbourne Rebels, I don't think they got more than 10,000 people to a game, and it was just
ridiculous.
horrible watching them on TV. Nobody wanted to be there.
No,
No fans turned up.
no,
And,
no.
um,
Yeah, no. Will they? It'll probably be a great weekend, and then
yep,
they'll probably move it to Perth for next year. Uh,
probably
yeah,
take a
It's-
league out of take a leaf out of league's book with Brisbane. How
exactly.
long's the Magic Round been in Brisbane now?
Oh, good 5, 6 years now. It's
Five,
like,
six
yeah,
years.
yeah.
And Lang Park gets packed every game, doesn't it?
Every time, mate. Every time, and they make a
Mm,
weekend of it too. I'd love
yep.
to go to a Magic Round. Actually, it'd be a great
Well,
thing.
thing is, they just had supercars in Christchurch a week
Yep,
ago.
yep.
Do that again next year and the year after.
Yeah, put it on at the same time.
Yeah,
You know,
just
make it a
you
big
know,
sporting weekend. Have something at Addington as well. You know, have some races. I mean, there's lots of things
mm,
you can do. Actually, yeah, I don't doubt that the Christchurch Council and all that is doing everything they can to fill the stadium and make Christchurch vibrant again as far as its sporting events
mm.
go and other events, concerts and everything like that as well. But it's not that I don't. I have faith in them. I just don't have faith in the rugby union or the people running the Super Rugby. They've stuffed it up so many times.
Yes,
Um,
we'll get to that in just a few moments. But one of the interesting things about the Crusaders selection for tonight's game against New South Wales,
yeah,
Leicester Fainga'a is
yeah.
playing as open side flanker.
Yeah, that's interesting. That'll be really interesting to see. Well, he's got the
Yeah, well, they're
speed.
obviously hoping that the indoor effect is going to mean
Hmm.
lots more running rugby. So if they want people to get to the breakdown quickly,
Yeah.
put a quick number seven in.
Who's playing blindside?
Um, I can't remember.
Okay.
But Christian Leo Willie is at number eight.
Do you think it's in relation to maybe the New South Wales pack, or maybe they're big
Could be.
units and they're just going to run them around?
I mean, Johnny Lee has been playing at open side for the last few weeks, and
Yeah.
he's been doing all right. Although they did lose both games in Australia,
Yeah.
So maybe Rob Penny's picked up on something that
Yeah.
general public haven't. So we'll,
Are you happy
yeah,
with
be
how the
interesting to
Crusaders have
see.
been traveling? Are you happy with them?
No, not at all.
That's the way, son.
Yeah, I mean,
You've been up
runaway
and down,
winners.
eh? You've been up and down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very,
Very
very much so.
uncrusadery. Very uncrusadery.
Yes,
Um,
most
you're
uncrusadery.
normally very, very consistent and been anything but.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, quite right indeed. So yeah,
Um,
we'll just have to see.
it should
Dom
be a
Gardner
spectacle
is the
there, though,
blind side,
Macca. It should be a
eh?
great night, though. Should be a
Oh, it's going to be
spectacle. You
fantastic.
know.
Yeah. Dom
Um,
Gardner is the blindside flanker
oh,
for
there
the
you go.
Crusaders.
So
No Will Jordan, he's still not back.
okay.
David Havili's back, and Johnny McNichol back at fullback.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, it's going to be huge. Wish I could have been there, but I can't. So no good moaning
Full.
about it.
Is it a full house? Going to be a full house?
Yeah, chocker,
Oh,
absolutely.
awesome. Oh, that's
Got
great.
sold out months ago.
Lucky it's not in Wellington then. Yes.
Well, the Warriors have sold out
That's
Sky
I was
Stadium.
gonna say, mate. I was gonna unless it's a game of rugby league. Guaranteed. Guaranteed.
Mm.
Uh,
New Zealand Rugby CEO, I heard Mark Stafford
mm,
on Sport Nation the other day
I saw that too.
throwing a few conspiracy theories around.
Uh,
It's nearly a year since Mark Robinson handed in his notice. So
mm.
why is it taking so long? I mean, we've heard murmurings of a short list. There was talk about
Interviews as
Sean
well.
Marks
Yep, that's right.
from basketball.
Yep.
Um, we've heard Raylene Castle
Mm-hmm.
mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
She's also been mentioned in cricket circles as well. But yeah, it's Staffy was throwing the theory around that with David Kirk as chairperson, who was
Yeah.
chair for the New Zealand Rugby, that some major changes are about to happen. He said
Yeah.
it's purely speculation. He said, I've not heard anything, but when they take this long
He
to
said
hire a new CEO,
silence leads to conspiracy theories,
it
doesn't it?
certainly does. It
Yeah.
certainly does.
And you have to agree with them. I
Oh,
mean,
absolutely, 100%.
why does it take that long?
Yeah,
Unless people are looking at it and going, "Oh, screw that." I'm
yeah,
not I'm not doing that job. Look where these guys are. I mean,
yeah. Well, their head of professional rugby is also gone.
yeah.
Chris Lendrum, I think his name
Yep.
was,
Yep.
or is. So there's a few vacancies at the top level at New Zealand Rugby. So
Where are they advertising?
yeah,
Do you think they're looking offshore? Do you think they're looking offshore? They must
oh,
be.
they have to be, have to be.
Um, like you said, they're looking for Sean Marks. I mean,
Mm,
international sports. So if you're going to be paying those sort of big bucks, maybe it's just like the person they're looking for is already in a position, or they've
yep.
already maybe this. But like they said, if they're not coming out and saying anything about it, people are just going to talk about it and talk about it and talk about it,
Oh,
aren't they?
absolutely,
Until they
absolutely.
come out and say
I mean, the
something.
other question is this: what was the name of that group that put some money into New Zealand Rugby a couple of years ago?
Oh, the oh yes,
You
Stone.
know, are they
Uh,
having too much say in the matter?
yeah.
Are they trying to push their favoured candidate? You just don't know.
No, well, when that deal was done, we did talk about what sort of
Mm,
influence is that going to cast, eh?
yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
but if yeah, who knows? Who knows, mate? I mean, who knows who they're going to get? All I know is they haven't picked up the phone and given me a call yet, and
Me neither.
much, so they're obviously not watching the Hot Air Sports podcast for their. Maybe they should. Maybe they should. We do have other ideas. Maybe go outside the box.
Quite right.
Look for some forward thinking because that's
We
what
could
we
be
always
we
do.
could be co-CEOs.
We could be, mate. We could be, but there can
Yeah.
only be one boss. That never worked with Hart and Wiley, did it, mate? You'd be Wiley, definitely.
What, the grumpy one?
Exactly, exactly, exactly. Play some
What do you mean?
rugby.
What do you mean? Okie dokie, Super Rugby. We've
Yeah,
touched on it now.
not
There's
so
been
Super
lots of
Rugby.
lots of grumblings lately about Super Rugby, about will it continue in its current format.
Mm.
Moana Pacifica's in trouble. The broadcast deal runs till 2030.
Yep.
Is a fully professional NPC the best option? So, being the Hot Air Sports podcast, the way that we are, we're a solutions-based
We
podcast.
are. Come to us with
But
solutions,
before we
Michael.
get to our solution, former All Blacks coach and rugby royalty Sir Graham Henry has said this week that the competition isn't producing enough quality players to perform on the international stage. What do you
Mm.
reckon about that comment?
Is he talking specifically about New Zealand players coming out of the Super Rugby?
Oh, I guess
Uh,
so, yeah.
I don't know the figures as far as how many players are moving offshore. I would say the attraction now to move offshore must be a hell of a lot more attractive than it was 10 years ago, because the product that was offered as Super Rugby 10 years ago was a product that people watched and people went to watch, and it was held, it was was considered the best provincial football league in the world, wasn't it? It was the best professional competition. Maybe not 10 years, maybe 15 years ago, whenever, a while ago. So for me, yeah, I probably anecdotally, I would suggest that probably it isn't producing. And that, once again, that tips over to the All Blacks. Your elite group is smaller and smaller and smaller. So ultimately, that will affect the All Blacks. Even if New Zealand Rugby want to bury their head in the sand and say, no, this doesn't affect the All Blacks. All Blacks is still our thing, and look how much money we're getting from the All Blacks. Well, you're going to go wrong, aren't you? You're going to go wrong because you're neglecting your stakeholders, who are your fans, and the
Yep.
fans aren't going to the games. They might be this weekend because you've done something a little bit different. You've got a flashy
Yeah.
stadium, and there's a reason to go. But the main reason they got to want to go is because of the rugby, because it's an entertaining product. And when I go, I have a good time and I can get behind a team and I know who's basically going to be in that team. And I can talk recruitment is another thing, as far as the players transferring between squad. They shouldn't just be able to be in that squad because they're from that area. It should be, if
Yeah.
you're going to run a professional competition, it's got to be transfers or a draft or some way to manage that, and
Mm.
that will get fan engagement again if you do that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
And
so
another outspoken critic has been the Hurricanes chairman,
mm,
Malcolm Gillies, who's put millions into the Hurricanes franchise recently. He's questioned the way New Zealand Rugby pays the salary of all franchises, all five franchises, through
once
their
again,
centralised contract system.
absolutely.
Um, should All Blacks be able to play across the competition, i.e., for Australian teams,
Of
for
course they should.
Japanese teams, if a Japanese team came back into the competition? And Gillies believes the whole thing should be privatised, which is how
Absolutely.
they run it in other countries.
Well, mate, is this a professional competition or isn't it? If it
Yeah.
is, it's a
And the other
professional.
thing is bringing overseas players into the competition. At the moment,
Absolutely.
franchises are only allowed two players on their roster that aren't eligible to play for the All Blacks, which is
Why?
ridiculous.
Why?
Yeah, I
Why?
mean, and
Why?
I
Why
mean
only two?
the other question that has come up is, do we go back to a fully professional NPC?
NPC. Hmm.
Well, A, we don't have the resources in New Zealand to fund 14 fully professional teams,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
which will mean top All Blacks
Go
will bugger
overseas.
off.
Yep. Yep.
Um, but
I
if we
understand the
have,
reasoning behind that though,
oh,
because of the
absolutely.
parochialism.
Yep.
People
But
want to support their. I
that
understand that.
I sort of don't get the whole parochialism thing because the Blues are the Auckland team, the Chiefs are the Waikato team,
Yep.
Hurricanes are Wellington team, just in a different jersey.
Yep.
Crusaders are Canterbury.
Yep.
Highlanders are Highlanders really are well, actually probably the Crusaders too, because they're
Crusaders top half. You got Tasman.
Canterbury and Tasman,
Yeah.
and the Highlanders are Otago and Southland.
Yeah.
But people saying, "Oh yeah, but I'd support Otago more than I support the
I know.
Highlanders."
I know.
Why? Because Highlanders are an Otago team.
Yeah.
So I don't get that argument.
Yeah.
Um, so my suggestion would be 10 or 12 team competition.
Mm.
You have six New Zealand teams. Get rid of the Blues, Hurricanes, Crusaders tags,
Mm,
call them Auckland, Waikato, and Canterbury, and
mm,
Otago and Wellington.
mm,
Introduce Taranaki for argument's sake. They performed well in recent NPCs and have
mm.
got a good core of top players. Have three Australian teams,
Yep.
you know, as
So you're
well
going
as the
back. You're
Western
going back to the
Forces
Super
started
12, aren't you?
pretty
The
much.
original Super 12, because that
Yep.
was the Auckland
And if you
Blues.
can't get the South Africa back to the table,
Hmm.
get a Japanese team, get an Argentinian team, still have the Fijian Drua,
Hmm.
get some money behind Moana Pacifica,
Hmm.
and there's your 12 teams.
And if you do that, and the second part of that is allowing the draft, allowing the
Yes.
players to be transferred so that you get a bit of flair and you tell, oh, we've got a Fijian winger and we've
Mm,
got a French halfback, you know? Imagine the excitement for the
mm,
fans around that. You know, you got your core players, but you're allowed to draft in maybe half a dozen overseas players or players from out of, from wherever. Why is it only two players? That just seems like such a mandatory
yeah.
number. They've just gone two. That's all you can have,
Mm,
two. You know, it's like
look how popular some of the overseas players have been
precisely,
when they come.
precisely.
Crusaders have had Ronan O'Gara, Pablo
Yep,
Matera,
yep,
Warner Dearns, even though he's a Kiwi, is a Japanese international,
hmm,
because he grew up over there.
yep.
And there have been others. One of
Oh,
the
the
French
Blues have,
props
yeah, the
played for the
Blues have had a
Blues.
French prop, and we've also had Rupini Thao, who was just phenomenal,
Yep,
perhaps one of the greatest running rugby players of all time. He was just, you want to go and see him,
yeah.
you know. So that's the thing, so then you get that. I think if you, and every year, if there's a little bit of transfer between, it just creates a little bit of excitement amongst your fans, you know.
And you're right on some sort of draft. I mean, obviously, we don't have a strong university. Well, we don't have a university rugby competition, but I
No,
mean, most players coming out of high school, college, call it what you like,
yep,
are 17, 18, 19, aren't they?
yep, yep,
So you put them into a draft,
yep,
they get drafted by a province
yep.
um, in the competition. Um, they stay on using a American sports terminology, a rookie contract for
Hmm.
until they turn 20. Um, and then they become free agents,
Yep.
and then, as you say, have player movement around, Tim Smith, who is playing for Sacred Heart College in Auckland at the moment,
Mm.
he might get drafted by the Highlanders or
That's
Otago.
right. That's exactly right. That's
Yeah.
exactly right. And the worst performing team gets the first pick, etc.
Yep.
But he might also get drafted by the Sunwolves.
He might.
Um, and that, so maybe another way you could do it, you could have a Colts competition running conclude, with it,
Mm.
like a bit like the Warriors have with their SG Ball, and they've even got they've got four tiers of youth.
Yep.
But if you have a youth tier underneath it, then you could use the draft picks and sort of supplement your thing. And if someone's ready before they're 20, I mean, they can go through and play.
Yep.
But you
And
could also throw the overseas players in that draft as well and say, oh, there's a fantastic English second 5'8" who wants to come and play Super Rugby. So you
mm,
chuck him in the draft, and every team wants him, and it like
yeah,
becomes you have just more interest in it.
exactly. And then, I mean, and then people say, "Oh, yeah, what about the other teams that aren't in that competition?" Well,
Manawatu.
you have two divisions below,
Yeah,
of 10 teams each. They're semi-professional.
yeah.
But the thing is, if Wanganui suddenly has a good year and wins the Division Two, if they
Then
can
then
if
their
they can
top
afford it, they go
players.
into a playoff between the bottom place New Zealand
Would
team.
you do that? Would you do that? Would you have a promotion relegation? I don't think you.
Absolutely.
I don't think you can
Yeah, of
because
course you can.
where is the Japanese team going to get relegated to?
Well, the top
You
Japanese team from the top from
You okay? So you're saying
from their top 14,
so we have our top five provincial teams in there. See, that's
top
that's
six.
yeah, okay, top six, but that does create a thing where you've got a semi-professional team coming into a professional environment. if they, play and they win, I mean, I suppose, look, there's going to be,
Yeah, well, the team being relegated are probably going to lose some of their sponsors, aren't they?
well, that's true.
So the
That's
team
true.
coming up have
That's
got,
true. Obviously there'd be stuff to work out. I love the idea of promotion relegation. I just
mm,
think it does add something, but I
yeah,
just think you got to have promotion from the whole league. I don't want, oh, the New Zealand side that finished last was eighth and they're going to get relegated, even though they're better than five or six other teams in the
yeah.
competition.
Well, yeah. Maybe you have it that if a New Zealand team finishes in the bottom two,
Yeah,
they go into a playoff. But
yeah,
anybody, and if there's no New Zealand teams in the bottom two, well, then there's no New Zealand playoff.
yeah, yeah. Okay.
So something like that.
Deep.
Deep.
We're
Yeah,
getting deep into the weeds here, Macca. We
we are.
really are.
But I mean, you
Hey,
look at
but
how well the drafts run in the states,
I
and
know, I know.
rugby league and Aussie rules have drafts.
Yeah, yeah, right.
Um,
Yeah, I mean,
so
rugby league actually doesn't have a draft,
they used
but
to though, didn't they?
yeah, they used to years ago, but don't have a draft. But there's been calls for it for a number of years.
Mm.
But if there's one thing the Warriors don't want, they don't want a draft because we've got so much young talent in this country. If we had a draft, a lot of that young talent we wouldn't be able to control through it, bring through our pathway systems through the younger teams, and that'd all be pissing off to Sydney. So there'd be multiple teams trying to being able to grab those players. So yeah, a different problem, a different problem.
Yeah. So there you go, New Zealand rugby. Hope you've been listening. And
Oh
Sansa, there's our plan.
yeah, clean the sand out, clean the
Mm.
sand out from your ears.
What's happening in rugby league?
Well,
Warriors are
mate,
back on track again.
they are. They are. I think we were 3-2 the last time we spoke, and then we played Melbourne, didn't we? And had a fantastic win there. 17 in a row we'd lost there, mate, and took them on. Absolutely kept them out. It was just a phenomenal defensive effort. And Roger to us as Sheck's like, no, 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 don't get across. You're not getting across there. And then
Yeah,
last
yeah.
week, of course, a magnificent win against the Titans in a first half that was just punctuated by some absolutely amazing efforts. I'm just loving
Bogey
our
team.
mate. Oh, we got so many bogey teams. We're just killing all the bogeys this time, mate. With big. Um, I just love the way at the moment that we just seem to have so much depth in every position. Jackson Ford is just doing incredible things, playing 80 minutes a game, making tackles, getting yards. He's leading the Dally M's. It's absolutely incredible. A prop leading the Dally M's. Talk that he might be in the New South Wales State of Origin camp as well, which is coming up. Now that'll be announced in the next week or two, which is going to be pretty interesting to see if there are a few Warriors in that side. But just the leadership being shown by people like Mitch Barnett and Fisher Harris, and then just the young boys coming through. The problems that Webby's got at the moment is who to keep out.
Yeah,
When you're really going along as a team, when you're going, God, it's so frustrating. We've got three halfbacks and we only got one halfback position. Those are great problems to have. So I just love the way we play. And of course, this weekend. Down in the Cake Tin. I don't know whether
yeah.
you still affectionately refer to it as the Cake Tin down there, but it hasn't been full for years down there. So we thought we'd bring our Rugby League Roadshow to the people of Wellington, and they've obliged. Sold out, mate. It's going to be sold out. Wasn't for the All Blacks. I think they had the top of the table clash in the Super Rugby there. I think you got about 14,000 in there. 30,000 there. So on
Yeah.
Saturday night, mate, 30,000 to see us whip the Dolphins, and I hope we do. I don't know why there's so much affection towards the Dolphins. I know they're the most recent team in the competition and all that, but they really all the glamour and all the glitz they get from the Sydney press and from all the New South Wales press about, oh yeah, that's such a great team. I just hope we smash them, mate. Hope we smash them. Nicarima's missing, so that's good for the Warriors.
Yep.
Yeah, they got a couple of guys missing. I think we should win. I mean, we should win. We're playing some good rugby league. I was watching the Matty John show the other day, and Matty John said he thinks we're the only team that could probably take on the Panthers. So I just think, mate, let's just hold that fire for a little bit, eh? Let's just keep it on the back burner for a little bit. But Yeah, we're playing some magnificent rugby league at the moment, mate. And long may it continue. It's great to be a Warriors fan at the moment.
Absolutely. And a couple of player movements in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
William
Yes.
Warbrick signed.
What a
He's
player.
going to be a fantastic addition to the Warriors. Great sevens player,
Yeah.
and has obviously had a really good few years at the Melbourne Storm. So
Scored 4 tries the other day.
yeah, yeah,
Not against us, of course. He's the guy that Roger Tuivasa-Sheck smashed in the corner and told him you can't score a try. He's incredibly athletic. It'll be nice to have a winger like that. We haven't had anyone like that since Manu, on the
yeah,
wing. It'll be nice to be able to kick to a winger and jump up and score those tries. He's a hell of an athlete, a good player, really, really good signing. And that's the other thing. Our recruitment is just
yeah.
seems to be really good.
Now who's the guy? I've forgotten his name now. That is going to be replacing Mitch Barnett.
Oh, no, he's not actually replacing Mitch Barnett. He's a
Well,
sense.
involved in the swap
Yeah,
deal.
yeah, yeah. What's his name? Hang on, I'll find out for you, mate. Trade with the Broncos. Now he played Anderson. His name is. He played. Oh, shivers! I'm getting a call from Wellington. Hang on, I'm just going to reject that. He's decline. Are you still with me? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, my computer screen went off and everything there.
Oh,
Um. Uh. Yeah. So basically, they signed Mitch Barnett signed on a 3-year contract a few months ago. Grant Anderson is the guy's name. He played 2 or 3 years with the Storm. Really, he's got gas, which will be
yeah.
lovely, lovely to see in the centres. He's a solid unit. He went to the Broncos last year. He smoked us when they played us, and really, really good player, really solid individual. Apparently, they're going to only be paying him about 450. We're paying Mitch Barnett close to 1 million, so we're going to we're still good with the salary cap as far as that goes. He's a really, really solid signing. The only problem is maybe he's had a couple of problems with his knees, so
Yep.
injury wise, but he's only 25, 26 years old. Mitch Barnett's a 32-year-old prop. I think we got a pretty good end of the
It's
deal
not a
there.
bad deal.
Pretty good, eh?
Yeah.
Roger Tuivasa-Sheck, of course, has also decided that he's going to take his tail over to England for the last couple of years of his contract,
Yep.
last couple of years of his career. Good for him. What a player he's been for the Warriors. I think that might actually motivate a few of the Warriors boys. I think it looked like it last week anyway. It announced it, and the way he played and the way that they seem to be playing for him, they're like, right, this is it, mate. This is the year. Has to be the year this year, And
Yeah.
they're playing like that at the moment, mate. It's just great to be a Warriors fan. It really is. It's just,
Yeah. Yeah.
mate. It hasn't been like this.
No, it
I mean,
hasn't. Not
Webby has brought so much joy to me already. I just love us to be at the big dance this year. I'd love it. It'd be
absolutely.
so good, so good. Up the wires,
Absolutely.
up the wires.
Up the wires. Now, we've been saying this for quite a while now, but former Australian captain Mark Taylor
Yep, Tubby.
has reignited a debate after suggesting that T20 cricket should not be known as cricket. According to Taylor, the shortest form of the game has strayed so far from the fundamentals of how the game is born.
I love you, Tubby.
100% love your
Yep,
Tubs.
yep,
Yeah,
yep. Beautiful. He would have made a great T20 player too, wouldn't he? He would have been awful. He stood
yeah.
at first slip his whole career. We've been saying the same things. I mean, does that make us old? Does that make us traditionalists? Does that make us boring? Probably, probably, probably. Who
Yeah,
cares? That's what we think. It isn't. It's not the same sport. It's basically like a home run derby is to baseball.
it is, isn't it? Yeah,
It is. It's just whackety do, whackety
yep,
do, whackety do. Who's got the most whackety doos? Let's all go home.
yep. And I'm
Um,
going to act like a bloody broken record here. Just leave it to the franchises. Forget
absolutely,
international T20 cricket. We don't
absolutely.
need World Cups every 2 years.
Oh my
It
God,
just it ruins our Kiwi summer
it does.
because it's the bloody has been the Kiwi cricket or
What is
spring
Super Spring
spring of
Summer
spring of
Cricket
cricket,
Carnival Cricket?
spring and autumn of cricket.
It's
Yeah,
genuinely. I mean, but they're not going to, are they? Because it's money.
no,
Because
it's money.
money.
Yeah,
Yeah, because money.
yep,
But he's exactly right. It's
he
not the
is
same
exactly right.
sport. It's not the same sport. Treat it differently. I mean,
And
you
if
want,
people that say that Test cricket doesn't bring in money, Did you not watch the Ashes series
Exactly, mate.
over the
Yeah,
summer?
only about
Did
a
you not
mil.
see the Black Caps tests in spring? There
The
was
Melbourne
good crowds to every day.
Melbourne test lasted 3 days, and they still got like close to 300,000 people going.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know. You just got to get the right teams.
Mm,
And get if you get them playing 3 test series, I mean, you don't even need to do that over here. If we had a 1 test series against
yeah.
Australia at the Basin Reserve, it'd be full of 5 days, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Oh,
Against England, against
well, the last time they were here two,
oh,
3 years ago, it was the Basin was chocker every day.
was such a great series. It was two games, and we needed a third, and they no,
Yep, we
you
had
know,
back-to-back years of tests against England and Australia
yep,
in Wellington.
yep.
Both games, the first 3 days were sold out within
Oh,
a day
as
of
soon as the
tickets
tickets
going
got
on
on,
sale.
yeah, absolutely,
Um, just absolutely crazy.
yeah,
But oh no, T20 brings the money in, you know. Um,
yeah,
Carrying on the cricket theme, former Black Caps fast bowler Jeff Allett seems to be the favourite in the running to be the new CEO of New Zealand cricket.
hmm
Um, it got down to a shortlist I saw the other day of Allett, former Canterbury captain and former Black Cap wicketkeeper Lee Jamon,
oh,
and Raylene Castle was also mentioned as
yep,
being on the shortlist. But it looks like they're going to go for Allett, who is actually a former New Zealand cricket board member
yep,
um, back in the late 2000s, early 2010s.
yep.
Um, and
Also,
actually a
oh,
bloody good guy, Jeff Allett. I got to know him when I was living in Christchurch, and really good bugger.
and
Um,
also top wicket taker in a World Cup, wasn't he?
1999 Cricket
There
World
you
Cup,
go,
yes,
top
yep,
wicket taker in that World
mm.
Cup, along with Shane Warne. I think Shane Warne in
Top
that one.
equal with
That's right,
Warney,
with Warney. Yeah,
yep, but
probably lives his life slightly different to Warney, but there you
just a
go.
little bit.
That's probably why he's still around.
The other thing about cricket is, do you realise the Black Caps are in Bangladesh at the moment?
I was watching the quarter replay of the game 3. Don't recognise how we've got Zahir Abbas playing for us apparently.
Mm, mm.
It's not a Zahir, is it? It's
No,
Mohammed Abbas, but
yeah,
those of a certain age and persuasion will know exactly who I'm talking about there.
yeah. There's all sorts of well-known Black Caps.
There are,
Yeah, like Nick Kelly and
yeah,
Dean Foxcroft, and we established Black Cap names.
yeah,
Great to see Will O'Rourke back at the bowling crease.
yeah, and bowling good too, eh? Bowling
Yeah, they
well, yeah,
picked up
quick and
3 or 4 wickets
yeah,
yesterday,
yeah.
even though we got beaten again.
I think this is just is this why it must be a new it's like a New Zealand seaside, really, isn't it? I mean,
It was
what is going on? Well, why I don't understand the touring. I just don't understand it.
no. Well, here's the team that played yesterday.
Yeah.
Henry Nichols. Yeah, we know Henry Nichols.
Yep.
He had a good summer with the bat for
He
Canterbury.
did, but once again, he's not really this first guy that you want to open in
No,
limited overs.
Nick Kelly, who I
Yeah.
don't even know what province he plays for.
He scored two
Will
fifties though.
Young, who's been in and around the Black Caps for a while.
Yep.
Tom Latham, of course, is our Test captain.
Yep.
Then you've got into the well-known names like Mohammed Abbas,
Yep.
Dean Foxcroft,
Yep.
Josh Clarkson, Nathan Smith, Jordan Lennox, Will O'Rourke, who we do know, and B Lister. I don't even know what B Lister's first name is.
I'd go with Bevan. Um, I got no idea. It could be Brian, but not too many Brians around these days. Bevan's probably.
No.
Yeah, it's a strange. I mean, it sounds like you're reading out names that, we're coming up to Anzac Day. So it sounds like a
Yeah,
few names of the diggers, doesn't it?
it
You're just
does.
reading out names of Foxcroft. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
It does. No, I only know like a handful of those guys, and they probably wouldn't be. Probably only Will O'Rourke and maybe Latham in our top 11 for. So
Yep.
only two
Nathan
players.
Smith possibly would be.
Maybe
He
he'd be in
he
the
did have
mix.
injury problems this last
Yeah,
summer.
he'd
But
be in
yeah,
the
he's
mix.
been in and around. Although I mean, you're obviously missing Matt Henry,
Oh,
um,
and the whole top order. I
the whole
mean,
top order.
it's just
Um,
you're missing everyone.
yeah.
So
So and
I spoke
now we go on. We've played three one day
one day.
internationals, and now it's the five
Oh
T20s.
my God, real is it? Oh God.
Yeah, but then
Well,
we go to England for a 3-test series. Hear that?
Yoo-hoo!
3-test series.
We could be quite tired when we do our next podcast if that's the case. Because
Well, that's not till June, July.
tests in
So,
England, tests in
yeah.
England are like if you're in New Zealand and you want to watch some test cricket in England, that is a
Mm.
hard thing to do
Oh,
because
and we've got a test against Ireland.
okay, that's
Mm.
interesting. Where's that being played?
That's being played in Belfast.
Is that being played before the tests against England, or
It is, yeah.
it is? So it's like a warm-up test
So
almost.
the test series starts on the
In
4th of June.
Belfast.
So
Okay,
just after King's birthday weekend.
nice.
That's at Lord's.
Yep,
Second test is at the Oval.
lovely.
And third test, I think, is at Trent Bridge. Yes.
Oh, brilliant.
So
Oh,
there we go.
fantastic. And the one in
And then,
Belfast is first.
of course, we've got 4 tests against Australia in
Australia.
December and January.
Geez, we got some test cricket to look forward to and talk
I
about.
know.
It's been so long.
I know.
So
Well,
long.
hopefully the Cane train will be back for all those test matches.
I just hope we perform well so that those top tier
Mm.
teams go, oh, we want to play them again. It almost feels like, please, sir, can you play us some more? Doesn't it?
Oh, exactly,
Oh, I'm
exactly.
looking forward to that, mate. Looking forward to some test cricket.
Quick roundup from the baseball season.
Go on. I've been watching a few Mariners games, mate. I'm trying to catch them most nights. I watch the highlights. We've
Yeah,
just been absolutely pants to start. We're so up and down. But then
yeah,
yesterday, I thought, I may as Yankees playing the Red Sox. I'll turn that on. I thought the Mariners were bad. My God, the Red Sox are like Liverpool. They're like,
yeah.
I know they're owned by the same crowd, mate. I think they've got the same sort of thing. They were awful to watch.
Yes,
Awful.
yep.
Yeah. So what's
They
been happening with
certainly
your
are. Well, the
Yankees? They're doing
Yankees
okay.
are leading in the East, AL East,
Yeah.
followed by Tampa, Baltimore, Toronto, and unsurprisingly, Boston are at the bottom of the division.
Terrible.
The Central, Cleveland leading, oh, they're the same as Detroit, followed by Minnesota White Sox and Kansas City are another team that have been absolutely awful.
And
They got
another,
swept by the Yankees in New York earlier in the week.
I,
Um,
I don't know
in
whether
the
you've,
AL West, the no hometown Athletics
yes, yes. They're
are,
playing well. They played a
they are
series
they're
against
half a game
against the
ahead of
Mariners.
Texas.
Yeah.
Angels have been performing okay. They
Okay.
beat the
Yeah.
Yankees in a series.
They did.
Mike Trout's on fire at the
He
moment.
is on fire. Good to see,
Followed
actually.
by your struggling Mariners,
Yep.
and then the cheating Houston Astros,
Right
bottom of the
down the bottom
division.
where they
Yeah.
deserve to be.
NL East, which was we had some discussions with Jeremy about,
Yep.
and we all, I think, went for the Philadelphia Phillies in the end,
Yep.
and they're
Yep.
bottom,
Oh.
sitting last in that
Oh.
division at the moment.
Oh. Wow.
9.5 games behind Atlanta Braves.
Wow.
So they've
Already.
got a bit of work to do.
What about the New
Um,
York Mets? I
the
saw
New
Jimmy
York
Kimmel
Mets,
talking about them the other day.
yeah,
How many they lost?
they've just come
Historic
off a 12-game losing streak.
12 games lost in a row. It's
Yeah. There
unbelievable.
was a good meme on social media the other day of
Yeah.
things that come in dozens: eggs, beer, New York Mets losses.
Now put this in context. This is the team with the second biggest payroll in baseball, isn't it? Is that right?
Yeah, just
Yeah.
behind the Dodgers.
Just behind the Dodgers, and they've
Yeah,
just lost 12 in a row.
they
So
have.
what the hell is going on with the New York Mets, mate? What the hell? I mean, we think we got problems with New Zealand rugby. Maybe the New Zealand rugby guys, maybe they're looking scouting for their CEO at the New York Mets. I don't know.
Perhaps.
Jeez.
The National League Central Cubs and Cincinnati Reds are top of that group,
You were hot on the
followed
Cubs,
by
weren't you? You were hot on the
yeah.
Cubs, and they're doing
We
the
actually, in
business.
fact, every team in the NL Central currently has a winning record.
Yeah.
Um, Cubs, Cincinnati, followed by Pittsburgh, St. Louis, and Milwaukee. And of course, we all picked Milwaukee, I think.
Yep. Yep.
Oh no, I picked the Cubs.
Yeah, you
Um,
did. You were hot on them.
and in the NL West, you've got San Diego and the Dodgers currently leading the way,
Yep. Go the Padres.
followed by the Diamondbacks, Giants, and unsurprisingly, the Colorado Rockies.
Yeah.
Um,
No good.
a funny meme came out. Um, I think it was the first week of the season, saying that the Chicago White Sox and Colorado Rockies had already been eliminated from playoff contention.
That's cruel. That's not very nice.
Yeah, but yeah, as I say,
Uh
Mike Trout on absolute fire at the moment.
yeah, yeah.
And Aaron Judge, he's hit 9 home runs.
Hmm.
His batting average is still only around 240.
Yeah, yeah. He's hitting the big
So he's
ones,
got
but
a
he
bit of
can't.
work to do on that.
Cal Raleigh is the guy for Seattle. It made such a terrible start to the season,
Mm.
but he's hit 3 home runs in his last 3 games, so he's coming
Yeah,
right.
Jeremy Elwood and I had a discussion about this about a week ago, and
Yeah,
we
okay.
were wondering if it was related to the fact that all these players that played in the World Baseball Classic just
Hmm,
got out of their normal routine. You know,
maybe.
you have 6 weeks spring training, you're playing games virtually every day, and then
Hmm,
you come into the season and away you go. But the last 3 weeks of spring training was interrupted by the World Baseball Classic. So
hmm,
you're playing high leverage games on only 3 weeks
hmm.
warm up,
Yeah,
basically.
yeah.
And for baseball players, it's a game of routines.
Hmm.
You know, when you
Oh,
get into a good
absolutely.
hitting routine, you just don't want to change anything
Yeah.
and keep it going. So we were wondering that, someone like Mike Trout was off to such a hot start, and the likes of Cal Raleigh, Aaron Judge, Jazz Chisholm's going through a horrible spell at the moment.
Yeah, yeah.
Like he's batting 130
That's
or something.
crazy.
Yeah, which is just silly. And
Yeah.
beginning of the season, he was reckoned he was going to hit 50 home runs and steal 50 bases. And
Did he
well,
say it?
yeah,
Oh,
he's stolen 8 bases so far, but hasn't hit a home run yet.
wow.
And we are already nearly 30 games into the
It's
season.
crazy how fast it goes, eh? It is a
Mm,
momentum thing, isn't it? It's a real momentum thing. Watching the game, because this year I've decided, right, I'm just going to try and watch highlights of a game every night. Watch my team, and then if there's some other highlights, I'll just watch 1 or 2 games. Just the highlights. But it really shows you the momentum when you're watching it day by day by day. How momentum is such a massive thing because
yeah,
when you're in the doldrums, it's so hard to get yourself out of it. And when you're in the swing of things, it just seems like things just keep going. You just
yeah,
get, and it must be like that. And we're not even mentioning pitching here.
yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
what about the challenges? What are you made of all that? I mean,
I
it's
love it. I
so
think
do
it's
I.
fantastic.
Hasn't it been great? Hasn't it been
Yeah,
great to what I've seen pitchers challenge where I didn't realize the pitchers could challenge until the other day when I saw a pitcher
yeah, yeah.
challenge.
It's only the pitcher and catcher
Yeah,
from the fielding team can challenge, and obviously the hitter
yeah.
can challenge. But yeah, I
Like
think it's
I've
brought.
seen I've seen walks where it wasn't a walk or he's been called out on strikes and he's ended
Mm,
up taking a walk. It can be so exciting. It's like
oh yeah,
and the whole crowd goes ooh sort of thing
yeah,
as well.
yeah.
It's
But it happens
added
so quickly
it
too.
does. Oh mate, it's just compared to other sports, they've
Yeah.
just sorted it. I mean, and it's just made it so much better to watch. It really
Mm.
is. And you don't oh my God. That first week when there was a couple of umpires that were
CB
just
Buckner, CB Buckner.
absolutely awful and were getting challenged. And then they were getting upset at the players challenging, even though they were wrong. They were wrong all the time. So the players said, oh,
Yeah,
I'm challenging that again. And the guy's going, okay, he's challenging it again. And it's like,
yeah.
you were
What
wrong.
It's
Stop.
actually interesting because you can actually look at it from both sides of the coin.
Yeah,
What it does show you on the calls that aren't overturned,
yeah,
actually how good the umpires are,
absolutely.
except for CB
Absolutely.
Buckner and Laz Diaz.
Yeah.
Um, they've taken over the mantle from Angel Hernandez
Well, it's
as the
great
worst
now that that,
umpires in
that
baseball.
that's all on display for everyone to
Yeah.
see now, isn't it? It's like
Well,
that was
I
a
think it was
terrible call.
Yankees Mariners,
Yeah,
where Buckner was the home plate umpire.
yeah,
He got challenged on
I
eight
know,
calls,
I
and
know.
6 of them were overturned.
Yep, and
And they
and there
actually
were
worked
other
out
ones. There were other ones that could have been too.
they worked out after the game that he'd made 23 wrong calls.
See, in a game of cricket, if you overruled 23 times, you go upstairs, you wouldn't be umpiring next week, would you? I mean, that's
No,
the thing. So. Yeah, it's made the game very, very interesting anyway for me as someone that
Yep.
wasn't watching regularly previous. Just to see, that's what I do love about baseball. Even though there's all that history, even though there's all that tradition, and it's still the same sport it was, they still don't mind tweaking the odd little thing. We're going to change
Yeah.
the size of the base. We're going to do the challenge system. We're going to have the pitch clock. We're going to do things to just make it a little bit more modern day, right?
Yeah.
It's just,
Not a. Don't know if the pitch clock has that much effect.
I think if you went back 10
Yeah,
years
probably
ago and
does.
watched
I mean,
games
games
without,
games definitely are going quicker, but
they are.
yeah, I can bear it, but it's not something that I really like because I mean the thing I really like about going to the baseball is I
Yeah,
know I'm going to get entertained for 3.5 hours.
you are. Yeah.
Whereas now that it's all over in 2.5 hours, and it's all
I
what am I going to do for
suppose,
this extra hour? And
but at the same time, there was a lot of stopping in the old
oh,
days. There was
absolutely, yeah,
so much, especially when there's a guy on first and he's gonna. It's just like sometimes it would take
yeah.
an at bat
I'm
would
gl-
take, yeah,
I'm
crazy
glad
amount of
they've
time.
restricted the number of times that the pitcher can
That
throw over to first base.
that's interesting too, isn't it? I saw a guy
Yeah,
given a base the other day when it was like a little bit of a balk.
yeah.
See, this is the thing. I'm
Oh,
really,
that's
really
an
enjoying the baseball this year. I'm really enjoying it. It's
yeah.
great.
Oh,
Yeah,
absolutely. Me too.
yeah, yeah.
Um, Couple of interesting little things.
Hmm.
You know how all this 28 of the 30 Major League Baseball teams have these City Connect uniforms,
Oh
the
yeah,
flash, colorful, you
yeah,
know, color
yeah,
rush
yeah.
uniforms
Color
and all
rush.
that. The two teams that don't are the Athletics, which
Yeah,
don't really have a city to attach to yet until they move to Las Vegas,
yeah.
and the New York Yankees.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
So what do you have? You just have the gray and the pinstripes.
correct.
That's all you have.
But that could change because the players want to be able to wear the spring training
Ah,
navy blue jerseys for
okay.
away games as well as the greys.
Yeah, yeah.
So we may see another tradition broken at the Yankees
Wow. Is that right?
because they obviously got rid of the facial hair policy last year for one player who turned out to be shit and is now being equally shit for the Mets.
um, well, to be fair, as far as tradition goes, the New York Yankees caps, which I see all over Auckland, are in every bloody color. You can get them in camouflage, you get them
And
in
yeah,
gold, blue, whatever you want. So, as far as their merchandising goes, they've been selling their uniforms in other colors for years, haven't they?
oh, absolutely, yeah, and they do wear different caps during the season for different things.
Yep.
I can't think of them now, but anyway,
But the
there's
Yankees must be, as far as their merchandising goes, must be the biggest in the world. I
oh,
mean, because
100%.
you in any sporting thing, you see more Yankee stuff
Mm,
than you see any other sporting thing. People will wear it and they don't even know what it is. They just, oh, this
yeah.
is a New York's top, and they, oh, what team? And they, oh, I don't know, it was a team. I just thought it was a New York top. You
Mm.
know, they do. They just,
Another interesting little thing out of the Yankees.
mm,
Ben Rice, the first baseman,
yeah,
has a new individual sponsor this year,
yeah.
Uncle Ben's Rice.
Oh, you're kidding me,
No,
really? Oh no. So what does that mean?
oh, it's just a sponsor
It's
for,
just Ben's
for Ben
rice.
Rice.
That's so good. It's
And
so good.
yeah, it was interesting. There was another player by the name of Rice
Yeah,
last year. I can't remember what his first name was, and I can't even remember who he was playing for.
yeah.
But you know how on the score bug they have the name of the pitcher and the name of the hitter?
Yeah.
Well, Max Fried was pitching, but
Oh
it
no.
looks like the words
Fried
fried,
rice.
and it had fried rice.
Oh, that's brilliant. I often think
Yes,
about that when I hear Declan Rice as well.
yeah,
Rice Party. Yeah,
yeah,
Rice Party.
exactly.
When Thomas Party was playing with him in midfield.
Yep,
Yeah.
quite
Oh,
right.
that's great though. Uncle Ben's rice on first.
Yes.
Hey?
So
Beautiful.
yes, that's about it for this week.
Yeah.
Unless you've got anything else to
Nah,
talk
mate,
about,
I'm all good. Up the wires this
yep.
weekend. Down with the Crusaders, but hope it's a good game down there.
Um, yeah, yeah, big day of remembrance tomorrow, obviously for
It
Anzac Day.
is. It is.
We forget all our. Don't forget we
Lest we forget.
celebrate all our fallen soldiers and
Yeah,
those who have represented and defended our country. So
absolutely.
well done to all of them.
One of my favorite days of the year. I love Anzac Day. It's so cool. It's just it's weird when it falls on a Saturday though, isn't it? It's a bit
It
strange.
is, yep.
Um,
Always a sad day in my household though, because that was the day that my mum passed away.
oh, mate, love to the
Yeah,
whānau.
quite right. Seven
Yeah.
years now. So, and we
Oh,
always
mate,
think about Dad as well on Anzac Day because
absolutely.
he fought in World War Two.
Yep.
So
Just
yeah,
just like my grandfather
quite right,
Owen George. He was there as well in Egypt and the Middle East. So, mate,
quite
I mean,
right.
we all just have to think about that. I mean, look, it's just a day of remembrance. Just think about your
Mm,
past, the people that were here. I heard something the other day that just said, those guys that went to war and fought over there, it's so easy now. We look back on history, go, the world, World War II went from 1940 to 1940. So easy to just sort of look at it and compartmentalize it.
mm,
But when those guys did that in the First World War and the Second World War, and they went over there, especially from New Zealand, we're
yeah,
miles away from, oh, yeah, I'm going to sacrifice me, all my mates, and say goodbye to my country, travel all the way over to the world, and not know, first of all, whether you were going to die, get
yeah,
maimed, and then exactly what you were doing fighting in the first place,
yeah,
and not knowing who was going to win. It's so easy today going, oh, well, the Allies won, the Nazis were, but when they did that, we didn't know, they didn't know. It was
yeah,
so in the moment, they didn't know.
exactly.
That
Yep.
is
And
just
so many of them were kids too. Like my
mate.
dad signed up as 16,
Exactly. They
as
they
soon as he
they
could.
faked a lot of them faked it so they could get in
Mm,
there. They were 14, 15, and they said they were 16.
yeah,
Unbelievable so just stop and think about that, tomorrow.
yeah.
Just stop and think about that. The sacrifices those people made. They were so bloody brave, and we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them. So I'll be doing that
Quite right,
tomorrow.
quite right. Lest we forget.
Absolutely.
That's a goodbye from me.
And it's a goodbye from him. We'll catch you next time.